Okay, we'll go ahead and get started. This has been round 13 of the Super Motocross World Championship and AMA Monster Energy Supercross. Rules of the room, if you could please state your name and affiliation, you know the drill, and as soon as you ask a question, please pass that mic around. We'll also welcome questions from our media joining us online. And today for the 450 class, your podium, Chase Sexton, Cooper Webb, Ken Roxon. Chase, congratulations on a perfect day. You know, points-wise, championship-wise, the big scope today was a really significant one. How much was that on your mind today, if at all? Maybe you shut it out even.
I mean, all I can do is really win from here on out. I mean, there's not much else that I can do. So, yeah, today was good. I hadn't won a real main event since Anaheim won. So it's been a while, and I just wanted to get that win on a normal main event again and just try and ride good the whole race. So track was tough. Came into the first turn with AP, and I think I cut him off maybe a little bit too much and took him down, and I went way wide. So had my work cut out for me, but overall the ride was good. Had a really good flow going, and just kind of let it come to me today. So that was nice. Well done, Chase. Questions from the media. We'll start with Dan Beaver.
Dan Beaver, NBC Sports for Cooper. Chase did what he had to do by winning. You did what you had to do by finishing second to him. How interesting or how fun is it to be embroiled in this tight of a battle where you guys are just keep closing and lengthening the gap?
Yeah, it's been a wild year for sure. And even that main event, we both got caught up in that first turn, and it was like a mad dash of both of us going through the pack. And I think that was pretty cool looking back. You know, we made some good passes, and, you know, he was putting some urgency on me when he would make a pass. I'd have to go. And so, yeah, it was definitely a unique race. It's been a while since I've had to come through the pack like that. And, you know, you're fighting that, like, fine line of riding the track hard but trying to get around guys and trying to be smart but go fast. And, yeah, he obviously outrode me tonight and charged to the front and got the win. So definitely put me on my heels, but like you said, to be able to get second and minimize the damage is always a positive for sure.
Michael.
Michael Antonovich with Course Heading. If you all three could answer this. After last week and the worry of rain that we had this entire week, I mean, leaving Foxborough, we were already thinking about how wet this was going to be. Knowing your teams did certain setup things to wonder how bad it would be, and then seeing the track today, what did you guys do to prepare for this? You know, a lot of hurry up, waiting to see how the track bad, and then it turned out really good. So if you three could take us through that.
I mean, I haven't ridden at all until this Thursday. I did just a 20-minute, like, kind of like a fun session, just to, you know, get at least a little bit of time on the bike. So I didn't really care if it was going to rain or not going to rain. It doesn't really affect me that much. I think for these guys, you know, being in the championship and that close is definitely, you know, a lot more to think about than for me. I'm a little bit in no man's land right now, which I'm fine with. I need a little bit of help, you know. So, yeah, I just did my thing like how I've been the last few weeks.
Yeah, it's never great. I mean, it doesn't matter, right? Like, if it's muddy, it's muddy. But it definitely is a bummer when you have fans and you have, you know, championships and you have all that stuff. Like, anything can happen in the mud. So I do think there's a little bit of worry, mainly just from the motorcycle more than anything. But with that being said, I think this week I was expecting it to be muddy, so I was super stoked when it wasn't. And the track crew did an awesome job to have us have a dry track. I'm still pretty mind blown. So, yeah, we Star's pretty crazy. They went all in and we flooded our tracks this week and we rode mud all week. So it was pretty interesting when we got here and it was pretty dry. So that was nice.
Yeah, for me, I mean, I didn't have the greatest race last weekend, so I was hoping for a dry race, and just so we can go out there and battle like we know how. Last week was kind of, for me at least, I don't know, AP might say something different, but I was just trying to make it around the track, and I've never really been in that situation before. I feel like normally mud races, you're kind of like, you can still kind of race, but last weekend it was just full survival mode. It was kind of, when I've seen bobcats on the track trying to drag bikes off, that's normally not a good thing. So it was nice that the track was dry. They did a really good job. And, yeah, hopefully next weekend, I haven't looked at the weather, but hopefully it's dry. And these Northeast races, in this time of the year, you don't know what you're going to get. It can be really wet or it can be perfect. So we'll see.
Scott.
How much of the race was just managing the you still trying to push forward it?
No, yeah, I was going for it. I mean, like I said, we were kind of coming through together, and you have a fine line of risk management, but it was, all out effort. And yeah, I saw it coming and he executed. We knew we were catching Kenny, and I knew if he got around Kenny, he was going to try to really throw down some good laps, and that's exactly what he did, right? And he executed it perfectly. So, like I said, bummed because I kind of was with him the whole race, and then was able to kind of lose that gap, and it kind of stayed there. So, with that being said, though, yeah, I mean, it was everything I had, trying to win, and same thing. I feel like we were riding the limits with what the track would give us, and I think we had a good pace going. That's for sure.
Do you have a sense of where on the track you were losing time?
Yeah, for me it was that flat turn before the mechanics. I was sticking to that inside and kicked myself in the butt. For keep taking that. I finally changed it, but just too late, and felt good everywhere else. He was doing that quad early that I started doing, and that really helped. But yeah, that flat turn was really costing me.
Adam.
Adam from Track Talkers. This question's for Ken. In my opinion, those first 5 minutes of the main, I would have said 3-4 races ago that was a win for Ken Roxon. We know you're managing injuries, but take us through. You're leading the main. It's definitely a moment where you can win. How are you, in your mind, managing those injuries as far as lines or how bad it hurts your foot or your shoulder?
Yeah, honestly, I've been pretty pissed off, like not in the greatest mood in general, like during the week, because I feel like I ain't doing anything, and then I show up on the weekends and I'm just bumming around. It's pretty frustrating because my year was going really well until it wasn't. You know what I mean? And then usually, you deal with an injury for a week or two if you're racing, and usually ends up getting better. And at the moment, it just seems like there's something else coming to it and getting worse. So it's frustrating. And then while I was leading there, honestly, I didn't care about anything. Like, I was just riding, and this track was a big problem for me because it had 5 right-hand turns and 2 left-hand turns, and it is my right ankle. Like, I think if the track was a little bit more in my favor, as in not so many right-hand turns, and I could push, like on the left, I can rely on my left leg and push it more. Right now, I'm kind of just waiting until I'm straight, and then I'm getting on the throttle because I just cannot afford that quick, like, dab down with my foot. So, I don't know. This sucked. Like, I'm honestly the most miserable in practice because you have no adrenaline and nothing going on. So then when the races come, I'm usually always fine to at least go out and send it a little bit. But in practice, I'm freaking miserable. Don't even want to do it.
We'll welcome some questions from our online media, starting with Brent.
Yeah, Brent Bowser, Whiskey Thermal Media. My question is for Coop. Coop, obviously you followed Chase through the pack, and you're keeping an eye on the whole time, and you were close with them. Was there a worry that you were going to lose touch with them, or were you okay with the position you're being in, with a 15-point lead, knowing that if you could finish behind him, that you can wrap this championship up? Was there urgency, or were you content with where you were at?
I think for me, it's, we're just trying to keep it race by race. So there was definitely urgency. Like, I was going for the win, and that's why I think you saw pretty mad at the podium, right? Like, I got beat straight up. So I think more for me, I'm a competitor, so I just want to go out there and do my best, which I did tonight, but get that wins and try to keep winning. And so yeah, I think it's one of those things that it's always great to be in the lead, in my opinion, because you have a little bit of wiggle room. But with that being said, I think tonight there was an urgency just to stay with them and try to make it a head-to-head race at the end, and I wasn't able to get close enough to make that happen.
Jonathan.
Question for Chase. Chase, a few months ago you mentioned you were watching videos of Stefan Everett. You spoke to Stefan about that, and he was quite happy that 20 years later this generation of riders are learning from him. What have you learned from him, and what have you put into your riding over the last few months that you've seen him riding on videos from 20 years ago?
Yeah, I mean, I think he was so different than everybody else back in the day, because you see so many guys, or not a lot of guys, but there's a few of them that ride that way, but he was doing it back before anyone even thought about doing that kind of stuff. So I think the biggest thing for me was when they raced Designations, and he passed James on the outside a few times standing up, which was cool. And it helps. I mean, in the ruts, especially in outdoors, like tonight, that turn before the mechanics area, was really good for keeping balance and keeping your feet on the pegs. So just trying to implement stuff. And, yeah, I mean, at this point in the season, we've done so many motos and so many laps at the practice track. I kind of just try and switch it up and work on technique, ride the track backwards, and kind of try and put that kind of stuff into my riding. You can always be better. And, yeah, it was he was a great rider and something that I still look at to this day.
Well, thank you.
Nick.
Thanks, Haley. Nick Blackman, winner stake, y'all. This question is for Kenny. Ken, I know you're a little frustrated with this and not getting to ride a whole lot, but you're still doing awesome. Is there anything during the week physically that you do rehab-wise to get ready for the race, since you can't ride as much?
Yeah, I'm definitely doing some therapy, and I'm cycling a lot. Like I love running, but I'm not running just because of the ankle. I don't want to aggravate it more. And that's what the most frustrating thing is, because it feels fine when I'm walking or cycling, you know what I mean? Like it's not, you wouldn't think it's a big deal, but on the gym side of things, I haven't been able to do that much just because the shoulder, I just got to kind of lay off of things. It is the way it is right now, right? So I'm playing with the kids and cycling and just kind of, trying to keep my head high, and it is tough because I feel kind of useless a little bit during the week, but yeah, we got 4 races to go, so we just gotta keep doing our thing.
Thanks.
Time for one more. Alex.
Yeah, thanks. Alex Gober, motoonline.com. For Chase, can you talk us through what was going through your mind when you were navigating the lap traffic? Obviously, line selection was critical, but knowing that Cooper was in second position, not too far back, what was that like for you in those kind of closing laps?
Yeah, it was a good race. I mean, like Coop said, we both were pretty far back off the start, and I passed him, kind of blocked him before the double, and then I knew exactly where he was. He was right behind me. I can hear him. That Yamaha is pretty loud, so I knew he was going to be fighting all the way to the end. That's the type of racer he is. He's strong, and yeah, so I knew I was in for a long main event, but just trying to pick off my laps and not do anything crazy. I missed the double 1 lap, and that was really my only mistake. So just try to kind of pick off laps. It was kind of a hard track to push on. You really had to be patient, and there was some separation, but it wasn't crazy. So you really just had to inch away at 1 lap at a time. So, and then once I got in the lead, I feel like we were kind of, I don't know how far we were into that race, but maybe halfway. I feel like we ran into lappers after that, so I never felt like I even led the race. I was just kind of trying to pick my way through people, and thankfully the lappers were pretty good tonight. I had a few run-ins, but nothing crazy, and yeah, just try to be smart and know when to push and know when to kind of back off a little bit.
Thank you, gentlemen. We'll see you in East Rutherford next weekend. Chase Sexton, Cooper Webb, Ken Roxon. Where do we go to from here? Like I just mentioned, next weekend we're going to East Rutherford, New Jersey. And to finish out our East Coast swing, we'll end up in Pittsburgh the following weekend. After that, it's Denver, and then championship weekend in Salt Lake City, which will be our final East-West showdown of the year. We're looking forward to that. You can find more information at supercrosslive.com. Okay, and with that, we are ready for our 250 athletes. We'll get started here in just a moment. We're going to go ahead and get started. We'll talk to RJ Hampshire first. We want to be respectful of everyone's time. RJ Hampshire finishing third tonight. RJ, post-race, you had told me just how difficult this one was, and at one point you said you even questioned if you might have re-injured your wrist. So give us an update. How are you feeling now, a few more moments past that?
Yeah, I mean, it's sore for sure, but, yeah, the things that went through my head going into that first turn, the first start, I felt the thing cracking and popping, and it was literally locked in with handlebars, with, I think it was shock on the inside. Just couldn't get out of it, and, you know, the things running through your head is like, man, did you do it again? Got up and felt pretty good, and then I just was like, okay, let's try to make up as much points as what we can now, and you never want to see it, but a red flag came out, and this one definitely worked in my favor. Yeah, got to restart, and you don't get these chances all the time, so absolutely crushed that second start, and it was literally perfect. Led a bit, but yeah, I just did not feel good. Like I literally just had to kind of ride my bike, and yeah, but still, man, thankful to get out of here with good points and tied for the lead now.
Yeah, and to have that red plate and sharing that red plate, that is a really big deal. It's not easy to come by points here in an East-West showdown. We'll turn it over to questions from the media. Mitch
Kendrick, Racer X. RJ, you mentioned the restart. One, did you change anything for the restart, or you just have to execute? And then two, talk about your battles with Seth throughout the race. Throughout the night?
No, I didn't change anything. My first start was honestly pretty sick too. Like it was solid. The guy on the inside didn't let off, and there was nothing I could do. He locked into me, and I smoked Hayden, and yeah, that was all it wrote. But like my jump both times was really good. But like I said, like I've been doing this a long time, and you don't get those chances often, if at all. Yeah, came into my, on my side this time, and I knew I had to get that, and then. Yeah, I just felt like I couldn't get out of my own way, honestly. I was leading the race, led a few laps, and was struggling, but just felt like I had to just hit my marks and do what I could. Hayden got me, Cole got me, and I was still content. Like, I know the guys that I need to beat. Then I seen the Green 56 come up beside me once, and I was like, okay, we've got to hold on to this thing and just grind this out. So, yeah, like I said, literally the toughest main event I've ever had to do, just mentally, physically, and had to stay in check, and yeah, it worked out.
Was there any section of the track you were losing time, you felt, or was it just battling everything all at once on a tough track?
There wasn't really one section. It was just kind of reminding myself I can't go too fast or try to go too hard, because then that would lead into a mistake. Like, I was really, really slow after the quad. You go right, big double, right before the finish. I don't know what it was with that section, but all day I just felt like I could not get through it. So I know I was losing a lot of time there. And then honestly, before the mechanics area, that right-hander, it was so hit or miss whether you got a good drive out or not.
Dan Beaver, NBC Sports, and this one will be for RJ. Starting off the season, hung up on the tough blocks in the first race, second race, whatever it was. Did you think you would get here eventually, or did you think you'd get here faster than this, or what's that journey?
I promise you there's no one that believes in themselves more than me on the line. So yeah, altogether, I mean, I knew I could get back in this thing. Take it weekend by weekend. I know how crazy these things can go. So yeah, it was important just to stay in it and get things back going, which I did pretty fast. Last weekend sucked, but also it sucked for everybody. So made up good points, and then tonight just did what I had to do.
Now we'll welcome our race winner, Cole Davies, to the room. Round of applause. Adam.
Adam from Track Talkers. This one's for Cole. It looked like on that first start you were riding a little tight. It didn't seem like you were executing as well as you wanted to, kind of coming through. And then on the second start, it just looked like you were so relaxed and everything was flowing. Did you get like a little warm up going where your body felt better and you felt like you could kind of fire off really quickly, or why on that second start did you seemingly look so much better?
Well, honestly, I was in a good spot before the red flag, so I was a bit pissed off, to be honest. So when I lined back up, I was a bit pissed on the gate. I knew I had to reset and get another good start, but so I had to reset and focus on another good start, but I didn't actually get a good start. I was like I was like probably like sixth or something. I don't know. I didn't get a great start, and then we were pretty much just battling it out, and I got to the lead and tried to put some good laps in early, and just rode it home from there.
Were you thinking more ahead of yourself on the second start instead of thinking behind, or why did you just drive through the pack so well?
I just got a bit pissed off, to be honest. I just, I knew I had to get another good start, but for the most part, I got a bit pissed off. I wanted to win, so I just put my head down.
Scott.
Moto now. RJ, had you done the quad at all earlier in the day? Because it seemed like you weren't doing it to start the meet, and then you started doing it once these guys got around you.
Yeah, that was the first time I did it all day, and I didn't even really want to. And then Cole passed me, and I seen him hit it. I was like, all right, let's see if we have to. And then, like I said, I had slow areas. Like, dude, I was not doing anything cool on the whole track, so I knew I had to jump that to even stay in front of Seth. And man, it was sketchy though, because you didn't know if you got a kick or not. Like, there was areas throughout the rhythms that would definitely grab you. It was easier for me to go quad one in than hit the ruts where you go 3-3-2 or whatever it was. So yeah, I just kind of flicked that I had to do it.
Michael.
Thanks, Haley. Michael Antonovich with course heading. This will be for Cole and then Hayden, if you can. Cooper said that you guys at Star flooded the track this week to kind of get used to some wet riding. How did you guys do that? And then to take into the last 3 minutes of that main event for you, Hayden, you did reel him in a bit, and that was looked like another day down at the farm of you guys just clicking off laps as hard as you could.
Well, how did we do it? We were riding around the test track, and they were watering the track while we were riding. But for the most part, we thought it was going to be super muddy again, so we were getting some mud testing in. So trying to dial the bikes in, try some different stuff in the mud, but just trying some mud stuff.
Yeah, Star always makes sure they do the most. Try and set up some stuff in the mud, but I mean, it paid off a little because these transitions were super notchy, and I feel like when they flooded the track at the farm, it was just puddles and little ruts in the transitions, so it paid off, I think.
Scott.
Scott with Moto Now. Hayden, obviously second again to your teammate Cole with a comfortable point lead that you have. Is this do you care about losing to Cole, or are you just okay with managing the championship?
I mean, the boy's horny, He's out there, he's sending it. And honestly, I see him. I feel like that was kind of how it was last year, where you're just gonna do almost anything to try and win. And at this point, I'm in the championship. I mean, we got 2 rounds left now, and it's obviously Cody's ripping like that. And to be honest, though, towards the end of that main event, I thought we had more time. I looked up on the little circular thing, and it was I thought it said 5 minutes to go, so I kind of screwed myself a little bit. When the flames went off, I was like, oh, guess he won. I mean, it's chill, though. I'd rather have him in front of me than anyone else, so it's good. And, yeah, we made up some good points, though, and he's in P2 now, so he knocked that boy out of a second.
Adam.
Adam from Track Talkers. This one's for Hayden. It looked like in that second main event, the first one, you definitely had a flow going, and I felt like you were coming to the front quickly. The second main event seemed like because of all the battling that was going on, there was a lot of riders all kind of in the same space. It looks like you got a little frustrated, maybe started to ride tight kind of towards the middle, and then end of the moto, you opened up. Can you take us through some of that middle of the main event frustration that you had, or arm pump, or whatever was happening?
Yeah, it just took me a little bit to find my flow, and that's right in that middle right there is where I really found my flow. And it was the best I've felt in a long time. I really just locked in, perfect laps, and didn't make any mistakes after I got around Hammaker and Hampshire. And yeah, I was flowing, slowly reeling in Cole, and then he ended up getting the dub, got second. But I mean, that's just, it felt good. I was just flowing the track, and that first part of that race, I just was a little too slow. I think I didn't sprint hard enough, and I just got to work on stuff like that. I don't know whether it's in my mind, championship mode, where I just try and be smart and not go down those first few laps. That's hindering me, which, I mean, it's working, so I don't want to change it too much. But yeah, I definitely need to pick it up those first few laps.
Congrats, boys.
Michael.
Okay, RJ, to get you into the points lead now, after the way this season has gone and knowing everything that's happened in the months leading up to this and how the points have ebbed and flowed, as a defending champion of a 250 class, How chaotic is this? Like for someone that's lived it and got to live it again, how do you do it?
Yeah, it's nuts. That's why I just kind of always say, like, anything can happen. And these chances that I've had this year, man, I haven't had those in the 10 years of doing this. So, yeah, just crazy the way it's all worked out. Put myself in the best position I can on the weekends. And it just seems that, right now things are kind of clicking and going my way. Man, I just pray that it kind of keeps going this way. Like, I'm going to get better, I feel. We have 4 left now, I believe. So yeah, or actually 3. I think we have 3 left now. So tied for the points lead, which we were not in this position last year. At 3 to go. So yeah, just do the best I can these next couple. And man, I really just shoot for that last round where you have 3 points. Like you want to have that opportunity to go out there and just prove that you can win. And yeah, if we're there, like I'm happy heading into that Salt Lake round.
I'd like to welcome in our online media, starting with A-Ray.
Alex Ray, Swap Moto Live. My question's for Cole Davies. Yeah, just take me through sort of your weekly program you got going on right now, man. It looks like you're a lot more you have more confidence on the motorcycle than it seems like a lot of the guys that you're racing against. Is that just after hours working, a little bit of overtime during the week?
I don't want to let go of all of my secrets, but, we've been working out at the farm, training with Swanee, it's been good, training with the boys and, cycling gym, stuff like that. So, for the most part, we've just been working hard and, just stoked to get the results out of it.
Jonathan.
Another recruiting question for Cole for Gatro. When I was speaking to Ben Townley here at the GP, he said you learn really quickly. But did you expect to learn AMS Supercross this quickly? You've had the speed all year and now the wins are coming. Pretty easy, it looks like.
Is this for me?
Is this for...
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So I'm learning quickly, that's what you said?
Yeah, Ben Townley said that. Did you a quick runner?
If someone tells me something, I just think it in my mind, I break it down and, make sure I execute it. So... that's what I try to do. I try to execute to, my potential and, the best I can do.
Good job.
Jonathan. I'm sorry, we just went to Jonathan. Brent Bowser.
Brent Bowser, Whiskey Throttle Media. This question is going to be for all 3 of you. Unfortunately, we've seen a lot of red flags this year, which we don't like to see riders down the track. We've had some staggered restarts. Tonight was a full restart after almost 3 laps. Did that catch you guys off guard, thinking that maybe you were going to have a staggered restart, or were you guys okay with the full restart? And just run us through your thoughts on the restart situation.
Yeah, they've been a bit red flag happy this year. I'd say the East Coast has had way more than us, but we've only had a couple. But even like qualifying sessions, they've been red flagging. But there's been a lot, but I don't know. I don't really have much say in that, I guess. It's good to keep the riders safe.
Yeah, we've had a lot. Each weekend we've definitely had one from practice to the main event. But each weekend's kind of been different. Like tonight, full restart, we haven't had that. The other time, it's like plays in one favor, and it's been kind of hit or miss. And whenever someone loses consciousness, tonight was 100%. I knew that red flag was coming out just because there's nothing you can really do in that position and where he was out on the track.
Yeah, I definitely think it's worth it, red flagging the race and making sure the riders are safe. It's a gnarly sport and anything can happen, and that's the last thing you want is someone out there in danger, and we're still running a race. So that's good that they red flagged it, and obviously it was our teammate, so hope he's all right and he's safe because he definitely didn't look great. So, yeah, prayers up for Dax.
Alex Gobert.
Yeah, thanks. Alex Gobert, MotoOnline.com. For RJ, when it comes to these showdown rounds, do you look at them as an opportunity to capitalize on the points on hand, and when you finish in a result like today, it's obviously really valuable for your championship?
I think you just kind of take as the night gives you. Dude, these 2 had me covered big time. I couldn't get out of my own way out front. If I could have won, I would have. But it's also once I got back to third and I seen Seth was behind me, you just have that little bit of extra grind, like grit that you got to, figure things out and push to the end. Yeah, I mean, the East-West have played in my favor. We still have one more to go, but also we still have these 2 weekends coming up, which will be important. Like I said, just give myself a chance when it comes down to Salt Lake.
Nick.
Thank you, Haley. This is Nick Blackman with the Winner's Take Y'all. Questions for everybody. Do you have to remind yourself to focus on the riders that are from your coast when you're doing one of these races, or do you just get that mindset of I'm going to go for it and race no matter who it is?
Yeah, I don't really try to think about the riders. I try to think about, myself. There's some big names out on the track, but I just try to focus out on myself and, doing what I can and just executing.
Yeah, a little bit. You kind of, at this point in the championship, for me at least, I'm, got to focus on my coast as well and keeping that points lead big. So, a little bit, but the goal is to, beat the guys. So you don't want to focus on it too much.
Yeah. I mean, if I, like I said, if I had the speed to win tonight, I would have. I just didn't. But you also don't want to be the guy that ruins the other one's championship, which, luckily Hayden didn't go down at the start because I spun a little bit and went right. And right away I was like, man, he definitely went down. And, yeah, luckily he saved it because like I said, you don't want to be the reason that another guy goes down, especially not even on your coast. But, yeah, overall, like you have the guys you do want to beat, which tonight, yeah, that's really what I kind of focused on.
Thank you, gentlemen. That's all we
Thanks,
have
guys.
time for tonight. Cole Davies, Hayden Deegan, RJ
Where's
Hampshire.
Gypsy at?
Thank you. Thank you very much, everyone. We'll see you at the next round next weekend in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Have a good night.